time to meet the rest of the team, okay? So I'm going to actually bring on here my pal, Shannon, who is a total freaking rock star. You guys, Shannon enrolled 30 days ago. She hit team leader and platinum 1 in 30 days in this business. She works full time. She has a family. You guys have to stop making excuses. I cannot wait for you to meet her. Shannon, are you there?
I am, Ashley. Good morning.
Hello. I'm super pumped that you are here with us today. Shannon, can you share more about you and like kind of how you found More Dare? Like just let us know. I know you're from Alaska. I haven't met her yet, guys. I cannot wait to meet her hopefully next month, Shannon.
I feel as though we're already besties, Ashley. We talk so much. So you guys,
yeah.
I will tell you a little bit about my story. I am from Alaska. It is amazing up here if you guys ever have a chance to visit. Maybe More Dare will take us here someday, right? But I do want to share a little bit. So I lean into Ashley on a daily freaking basis. If there's a day that goes by that Ashley and I aren't chatting, I feel as though there's a void in my life, okay? So I want you guys to realize, lean in, because that's what they're there for. And then we also need our people to lean into us, because that's what we're here for as well. So a little bit about me. I actually started in the network marketing business 20 freaking years ago. I was in college, and it was 2004. I'm in college looking for like a side hustle, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life because I was going to school full time. I saw this ad in a newspaper. Yes, I'm dating myself. Saw this ad in a newspaper saying, hey, do you want to earn money? Come join us at this address. So I texted my cousin, and I was like, think I'm going to go check this out, see what it's all about. Hopefully they don't want me to sell knives, right? And so I get there, guess what? It's all about selling knives. Did I sign up? Yes. Hell yes. I crushed it. I absolutely made a killing, okay? But then I was like, okay, well, that was fun. I'm over it. I'm done. I had sold knives to everybody that I could possibly sell knives to. I didn't want to get into the position where I was meeting all of these strangers, because at that time it was kind of shifting to where the world was a little bit more uncomfortable, right? I didn't want to go house to house anymore based on referrals. Like, it just felt icky, so I dropped out of it. I had dabbled in a few other areas as well, companies that I was like, oh, join in with us. We're just starting up. Well, those companies no longer exist. There was a reason they were just starting up, and they fizzled just as fast as they came to be. It was out of necessity that I had actually joined a couple of those companies. I was in a horribly awful relationship with my ex-husband, my children's father, to where he had his issues, and in order for us to stay afloat, in order for us to stay financially sound, I had to do these side hustles. I had to take time away from my family. I had to put extra time into helping others and serving others. Was I really helping and serving, though? Absolutely not. I was there for the paycheck. I needed the money. I needed to pay the bills. So it was completely out of necessity that I hung out in these other areas where I never really felt that I belonged. But I hung out there because of necessity. And I needed to do that because that's what we have to do. That's what moms have to do. That's what, members of households have to do. And so after I got out of that relationship, I was like, whew, okay, got my kids. We're figuring this out. I had a really good job. Everything was great. And then a few years later, I met my husband that I have now, and he's amazing and wonderful. He contributes to us financially. He contributes, to our family. I ended up going back to school, and I went and I finished my bachelor's degree, which, opened up so many more opportunities in the corporate world for me. So that was amazing. That was awesome. But I still was like, well, what else could I do, right? What else brings me joy without taking away from my family? So we continued that for a little while. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I just landed this amazing, huge corporate job last January. So going on almost 2 years. Mind-blowing, love it. The money is there, right? And ended up getting my master's degree because I was getting no help from my supervisor. And so I felt that I was in this role, and I was like, okay, well, if you're not going to teach me how to do it, I better get my master's degree to figure out how to do it, you know. And so, of course, with a master's degree comes a little bit of bump in pay, everything like that. But still, at the end of the day, I felt as though something was missing. And all throughout this time, you know, I had done other network marketing companies trying to figure out where I fit in. I helped people lose weight with packaged meals for a while, and, you know, I lost weight with packaged meals for a while until you stop eating those packaged meals, and then the weight comes back on. And it's this whole yo-yo thing. And so I've been struggling with weight, you guys, for my entire adult life. It started in high school. I was super fit, best shape of my life. And then I had knee surgery, and then it was just kind of that downward spiral from there. And so what I really want to get at, though, is you're always looking at where do you belong? Where do you fit in? What can I do to support my family? What can I do to support myself? How can I continue to grow? Because if you're like me, you're a lifelong learner, okay? So I have multiple degrees, everything like that, but I still felt as though there was something more that I could do. So in March of this year, I joined yet another network marketing company. And I was like, awesome, these guys have super cool products and tools and amazing. This is great. This is wonderful. I joined. I made good money. I won't say it was great money, but I joined and I made good money. But I wasn't aligned with them. And it was one of those things where I felt icky at the end of the day. Are they an icky company? No, absolutely not. I still absolutely love some of the tools that I have from them. They are not an icky company. But the way we were handling business on a daily basis made me feel deep in my soul that I wasn't being authentic. I wasn't showing up as my best self. I was being a spammy Tammy. And I've worked so hard, Ashley, throughout all my years to not be that spammy Tammy. I wasn't when I sold knives. I didn't feel as though I was a spammy Tammy. I just ran out of a customer base because when you get a knife that lasts forever, well, you know what? That really screws you in the long run on making more money on those same customers.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was funny because with this other network marketing company, they're like, "Ooh, we're going to take a John Melton class." And I was like, okay, cool. Who's he? Sounds good. So we take this John Melton class, and apparently John Melton is like this really cool guy. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever, dude. Well, he really is a cool guy. And his wife's name is Nadia, and my daughter's name is Nadia. And I'm like, dang, I'm feeling something here, right?
Yeah.
And so we take this John Melton class, and we hear from Ashley Dawes, and we hear from Michelle Dvorak. Probably botched her last name, but she's a rock star too. And we hear from all these people, and they're real people. And they're showing up as their most authentic self on a daily basis. And what I heard the entire time throughout this John Melton training that my other upline had highly recommended we take so that we could put things into place in our current business that John Melton and his team were already doing, was that there is a better way. There is a way to show up as your true, authentic self. There is a way to help so many people that struggle with the same things that every single one of us is dealing with. So, needless to say, I hung out in that other side hustle for a few months, and then I was like, this is icky. Well, I had been stalking Ashley Dawes for quite a while, and I'm like, I just click with her. I just like her. Her story is awesome. Her story is similar to mine. Apparently, we're the same age. Ashley's a little older. And so I just loved how she showed up. I loved how authentic she was. I loved everything about her. And so I had sent her a message and was like, okay, so give me the skinny. What's this going to cost? You know, something along those lines. And I also told her, Ashley, I really don't want to sell this right now because I am still kind of married to my other company, and it just feels weird, and I don't want to hurt their feelings. And so she said, that's okay. Let's just get you signed up. Let's start getting you the results that you need. You guys, I made a post like as a, you know, I did something scary kind of post, and I immediately started making ranks. I immediately started showing up as my true, authentic self. I told Ashley, don't post my picture anywhere because I don't want people to know that I joined Modere. And she was like, okay, Shannon, I'll meet you where you're at. And that's all I needed to hear, you guys. I then divorced my other company. I'm still friends with some of those people. It can happen. You can still be friends with people even though you're no longer working with them. And at the end of the day, they don't pay my bills. I pay my bills. I show up as my most true, authentic self. I lean in to the tools that Ashley and crew have put out in front of me. You know what, you guys? I sit there and I watch Ashley's reels and I'm like, dang, girl, you're so good. Let me make this my own now. And she's like, go for it. Make it your own. And so I do. So you'll see a lot of similarities between Ashley's reels and my reels because everything is there for us. Everything is duplicatable. We're able to show up as our most authentic self while using things that have already been created for us. We don't have to be spammy tammies. We have the awesome, cool things about being able to make ourselves healthier, show up as our best self, show up for accountability, put your story out there into the world, and as you continue to get healthier, as you continue to improve, even if you don't have weight to lose like I have, you're still able to show up better. You're still able to show up more mentally charged. You're still able to show up as your best, most authentic self, and by golly, people notice. And so I'm still freaking flabbergasted that I'm team leader, Platinum 1, after 30 days in this business. Had you told me that was a possibility, I would have told you you are crazy. But all I did is I've leaned in and I've said, Ashley, I've got big dreams. Do I love my corporate job? Absolutely. Do I work more than 40 hours in a week? Every single week, yes, on my corporate job. But on my side hustle, I know that I'm building a legacy for my family. I know that I will eventually have that time freedom that I need and that my family deserves of me. And I know that I can help other people. And at the end of the day, if I can even help one person crush their goals or feel better about themselves or show up better for themselves or for their families, I absolutely know that I'm in a company that I am fully aligned with. And that's what I found with Modere. And I cannot thank you enough, Ashley, for letting me lean into you on a daily basis. And I can't freaking wait until I actually get to meet you in person and I don't have to ask a boss if I can have time off. I can't wait to say, hell yeah, I'll be there in a heartbeat. I'll be there any second. Let's meet up. I can't wait because that is, I know where I'm going with Modere.
Yes, girl, I love you. That was so amazing. I don't even have to. I know like so many people are going to relate to everything that you just said. You guys, just in case you don't know, Platinum 1 is 5,000 volume. 5,000 volume, plus that's $200 in product credits that she got as well. Team leader is 3,000 volume. I think she got, did you get 4 social marketers last month?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 4 social marketers. Like, do you guys know? I didn't recruit at all. I mean, I did hit team leader. I guess I got, well, what do you have to have? I guess I have my 1 social marketer, whatever. I hit team leader my very first month. I didn't recruit again for like a year and a half. It's like, I don't want to, and she literally got like 4 people in 1 month. That's amazing. Shannon, just for the sake of time, like I wanted to go back over all this, but we'll connect one-on-one. I love it. I love your story. Can you share with us, like, what is like your ultimate, your top tip on how you got so many people, 5,000 volume your very first month. How did you get so many people interested? And like, what is your biggest tip?
Ashley, I lived my story out loud. I showed up when I was scared, and I showed up vulnerable. I did those lives, which are always, you know, they're never fun to do. I made my posts, which are never fun to do. Sometimes they're fun and awesome, but I just showed up. At the end of the day, I just showed up, and that's all it takes, even on the days that it's really hard.
Yes, I totally agree. Like, especially as someone who's working full time, and you're still doing, there's extra schooling that you're doing right now too, right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm still in another graduate program right now. So in addition to working full time, doing that, having this awesome support on the side, and being able to still hang out with my family and loving on them every second of the day. It's amazing what you can do in the smallest bits and pieces and pockets of time. I had originally thought that I needed to have 2 hours set aside no matter what. I originally thought that I had to work all the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, complete full days. And really, it's working in pockets of time, you guys. Everyone has 15 minutes here and there.
Yes, I totally agree with that too. And I love it. Like, when I talk to people who are full-time, I'm like, yes, you got to do it in your pockets. First thing in the morning before your feet hit the ground. Last thing at night before your head hits the pillow. Maybe lunch break. Maybe that's when you're sitting on the toilet. Who can you send a message to?
Yes.
Who can you follow up with? Yes, I love
One
it.
last key thing that I do have to say really quick, Ashley, is show up to team training calls, show up to power hours, because they really do. On those weeks where you're like, I just don't want to show up today, I just don't want to put in the work, you show up to those team training calls, and Michelle or Ashley will make you do your deeds.
Yes, we love those. Shannon is on like every single power hour, and you know what? She's the only person on my team who sends me a check mark of everything completed at the end of the week. And every single week I get a picture from Shannon from our power hours. Like that right there show like she is doing the dues, you guys, and it's all right there for you. So Shannon, I want to say thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. I wish we could sit here for like 2 hours and chat, but we will soon. You have the best day ever. Thank you for being on here. Okay.
Thanks, girl.
So, yes, absolutely, Shannon. See you later.